Welcome to Battle of the Infected, a revolution in the gaming industry. Our company, the Space Floyds, consists of Stephen Gallius, Brian Walsh, and Bradley Nordstrom. Our game will blow away the mind of the player and all of those who are spectators. The age range for our game is ages 10 and up because of the violent scenarios that the player is in, even though the scenarios are completely fake and unrealistic, meaning there's a very slim chance of this ever happening. We are targeting teenagers to have personalities that are adventurous and adrenalized. This game will attract new players by its seemingly simple objective that, when played once, makes the player determined to beat each level. It will be simple to learn yet challenging to master. Unlike other games on the market, our game will contain special power-ups, such as the ability to slow down all of the enemies coming at the player for 30 seconds, making it easier during this time frame to rack up points and get closer to a free life. Also, our game will have a retro feel to it that both excites and interests the player. Another key feature that our game will have is a powerful boss ship at the end of each level. Instead of ending each level by saying, "Congratulations, you beat the level," like a typical video game, we will incorporate a powerful boss that tests the player's reflexive and analytical skills. This will also make the game feel more satisfying once it has been beaten.
The player will start the game with 3 lives, and for every 2,500 points that the player gets by killing the enemies, the player will get a free life. Each level, the player must defeat the boss at the very end, while there will be 4 levels. And our game is a linear game, and the player must complete the level by surviving the asteroids and the aliens, and by defeating the boss ship. You only get points by defeating either the asteroids, aliens, and the boss ships, but if you avoid them, nothing happens, and you just continue through the level. This ship is controlled by the left and right arrows to move left and right, and the spacebar to shoot missiles at the enemies. We have not yet decided on how many missiles the ship will be able to shoot at once, but it won't be as easy as other shooting games like Galaga. The objective of the game is to defeat the final boss on level 4. The genre of our game is action and shoot 'em up. We consider it to be this because it is fast-paced and it requires more to be done reflexively, and the player must shoot at oncoming enemies at all times. There will be 4 levels in our game. In every level, there will be asteroids, aliens, a boss ship that players must shoot to defeat at the very end of the levels, and each level they progress. It gets harder for the player to get past the bosses, and there are 4 leading up to the final boss, and each of them gets harder and harder throughout each level.
A brief description of our game is that the game is set up as a vertical scroller game that requires the player to dodge obstacles and to shoot enemies as they come onto the screen. You have a certain number of lives to complete the levels. In order to beat a level, you have to survive until the end of the fight to fight the boss. When the game starts, the spaceship that the player controls will appear to be moving forward at a fast pace. Shortly after the level begins, asteroids will begin falling down the screen at random positions. The player must move left and right to avoid the asteroids and shoot at them to dodge them. As the level progresses, more asteroids will fall and the evil henchmen will fly across the screen at the player. The player must shoot these aliens in order to survive. Finally, at the end of each level, there will be a boss that the player must defeat. If any object on the screen, asteroids, henchmen, or bosses, hit or shoot at and hit the player, they will lose a life. Characters. The characters for the game are each significant in their own way. Gunman Nevin Spiro is on a mission because he was enlisted into the army to fight the virus's creator, Vinfect, and stop his advanced orders. Jethro Soar, who is the driver of their spaceship Eclipse, is from a distant planet and he is on a mission for revenge. The virus wiped out most of his planet and took everything he ever had, including his family. Vinfect has a large, formidable army with 3 commanding officers who act as bosses on each level. Third in command is Nightfright, who is the boss on the first level. Second in command is Sean Fire, who is the boss on the second level. Finally, the first in command is Gene Vaughn, who is the boss before you battle Vinfect himself. Story. Our game is about a duo of astronauts that have a very important mission. That is to save the universe from extinction. As a player, you have full control of Jethro Soar and Nevin Spiro in their spaceship Eclipse. Your mission is simple. Get the vaccine to all the planets that have been infected. Once your journey, you will encounter many different obstacles, including dangerous asteroid fields, evil henchmen, and other hidden obstacles that lurk in deep space. You must get to and defeat the virus's creator, Vinfect, before it's too late.
I feel that our game has potential to be very popular on the internet. Me, Steven, and Brian are going to be putting a lot of time into this semester and just trying to make it as enjoyable as possible. We don't want to make it too easy, and we don't want to make it too difficult where people won't be able to complete the game. But we do want it's going to be easy to learn how to play, but it'll be very hard to be good at it and try and beat the levels.
This game and game proposal is my opportunity to share with the world my abilities to not only design a game, but also to create a solid foundation for an idea that our group thinks will change the gaming industry. I hope that our game will succeed and bring enjoyment to all of its players.
Just a quick personal statement from me is that I think the game is going well so far. We are still in the early stages of the game, but have a strong foundation to build upon. I look forward to seeing what we can achieve in the next 4 weeks.